I don't have any intentions on cutting it up. I just need to go ahead and do something with it. Is there a price? Yeah, there's always a price.
And you really did wrestle with the decision.
It was a really hard decision.
Hello and welcome to Gearhead 704. I'm Matt, and guys, today you need a little bit of history if this is your very first time to the channel. If you don't know what this car is, you need a little bit of history, so check out the other video. I'll throw a card to it. I'll have a link down in the description below, but this is a legit 11-mile 84 GT350. And when we covered this on the channel, we covered it here at Fox Mustang Restoration. That is where I'm at. You see all the Fox bodies here. I work with Matt here, co-owner of Fox Mustang Restoration. I'm gonna bring him in, but this was a car that Matt picked up and he wasn't quite sure at the time what he was gonna do with it. Was he gonna save it because is it 11 miles? Was he going to use parts to send other Fox bodies and complete them? He's finally made a decision. We filmed that video months ago, so let me go ahead, bring him in here. And like I said, if you haven't seen the history, definitely check that video out first, but we have an update for you. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so I brought Matt in here.
Yeah, walked right into the frame as well.
Yeah, you did great on that. Matt, this was a car, I know we talked about it in depth last time on the channel, and you kind of had mixed emotions about what to do with it because, you know, it's just such a unique car in some ways, low mileage. And we did prove that, by the way. We got a lot of comments that did not believe it was 11 miles. Watch the whole video, guys, if you didn't believe it. You proved it, you showed them.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite is the pedals, actually. The pedals you could almost eat off of, but you've come to a decision, I see, on this.
I have.
Where we going, full restoration? You know, put about 100 grand into it? Probably not that much, but
just waiting for you to leave me a blank check.
yeah, oh, okay. Apparently I'm buying this one, I had no idea. I know you've given a lot of thought. You actually had a couple people interested, right?
Yeah, we've had some people interested. Basically, it just comes down to value.
Yeah, really money. I mean,
yeah.
when you think about it, we talked about that on the last video and the amount of money it would take to put into this car. Even with the values going up, I don't know if you get all that back.
I don't think
it might be break even versus you can do something here with this one, right, to actually make money, right? Easy.
Right, yeah, an easy, obvious way to make money on it is to go ahead and, you know, sell the components off of it to make other cars survive or to help other cars survive. That's not something I've been a fan of, though, because it is a true 11-mile car.
That's why it's such a tough decision for you.
That is, yeah, exactly why. If it wasn't 11 mile, then it wouldn't even been a thought. You know, so I considered around. We talked to several people trying to buy it or interested in buying it, and, you know, to pay a shop to do something like this, including buying the GT350 specific components that are missing, because keep in mind, even though the seats are 11 miles,
yeah,
they've got a bunch of holes in them.
They got to be completely redone. I mean,
the whole car needs to be completely redone, pretty much.
Yeah.
So,
and it's not a 93 Cobra. I mean, if it was an 11-mile 93 Cobra, you'd have to restore it.
Right, even if it was a GT350 with 11 miles in perfect condition, you're not going to get out of that what you would currently get for a Cobra.
No, they aren't as desirable if we're going to be honest. They're just not.
Right, they're not. Someone who could possibly buy it and redo it really doesn't make sense. For me to restore it and do it also does not make sense. Even with me doing the labor and the components, I'll still be upside down just in parts probably for what I can get out of it. And yeah, and what I've already got into it. So unfortunately, that leaves the obvious. It's gonna be used to, you know, bring other vehicles back to life or other Mustangs back to life.
And that's actually a great pivot because I believe you already know one of the things you're going to use off of it. And that is this T-top frame, which to me, look at it, I would think it's unusable, but you're telling me there's some really good parts here. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of great parts in this car because this is an 11-mile car, but the T-top frame, yeah, it's honestly questionable. It's got a twist in it. It may or may not come back, but I've actually got other frames. It's the other components such as the door glasses and the channels and stuff like that that's more difficult to find to do a T-top conversion. But I do have a car that we're going to be restoring. It's kind of a little bit of a resto mod thing.
Yeah, actually it's the 86 that you're looking at. I mean, you could always change your mind, but you're thinking about this one. We've had on the channel before, doing a V8 conversion and making a T-top, right?
Exactly, yeah, and I do need T-top components, and this is the most complete T-top kit I have here. Since we're gonna use the parts for other things, I'm gonna go ahead and resto mod this car. I'm gonna go ahead and T-top convert it. Everyone likes a T-top coupe.
Yeah, I mean,
especially
you have
4i.
Yeah, and you have your 85 T-top in there, which I rode in, and I'm still in love with it. So that's also one of my favorite videos. Yeah, you love it too, but what would you reuse from this T-top? portion? Like, I guess you just said some of the things, but is this still good?
The weather stripping, more than likely not. I've actually got some NOS weather stripping that I'll probably put on it. As far as like what's usable, I want to try to use everything that's here. The only thing that I don't have from the car that I need is the driver's door glass, because that obviously was in an accident on that side, so there goes the door glass. I actually scored 3 NOS driver's side T-top glasses, so I've got one to go with that, one to set aside for my 85 hatchback, and then I don't know, see what I do with the other one.
Now the wiring harness on here is pretty valuable, right? You're gonna sell that, or?
Oh yeah, we've actually got a whole list of people who are interested in a bunch of parts.
He has already people that want parts off of this specific car then.
I mean, from that first video, you know, half of the comments were, I need this part if you part it. And so we kept a history of that for the most part. We do have some parts that are promised to customers. They'll get first dibs, and if they pass on it, then it'll go up for sale for somebody else. So if you're needing any parts off of an 84 GT350 with the V8 and a 5-speed, if I'm not gonna use it, give me a call and I'll sell it to you.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. And another thing I did want to mention, when you first got this car, you were not working on Fox bodies again.
Correct.
And now you are, which means even less time to take on a project like this to restore it.
Exactly. Not only that, I have my 85 North Carolina SSP. That has a canyon red interior. So there are certain components like the carpet and the seat belts that I'm going to go ahead and pull out of this that I'm going to use in my 85 SSP.
That's true, because these are in great condition.
Kind of. Well, I got to clean all the animal poop off.
Yeah, but I mean, that'll clean up. We know from carpet too, it's better that you work with factory carpet.
Absolutely. There's a few components that'll be going into my 85, and other than that, yeah, I just need to go ahead and do something with it. And no deals ever, you know, really went through. So time to make a decision and move on, and that's where we're at.
Okay. Is there a price, like if somebody's watching this video right now, is there an absolute price that you would still take for this car? You're pretty much set, made your mind. But
I'm pretty much set, because now I've already planned other projects with these. So is there a price? Yeah, there's always a price, but no one was able, I wasn't able to work anything out previously, so I doubt it would happen now. If somebody truly wants to save it, I'm sure we could work something out, but again,
they'd have to move fast, because this is about
they'd have to move fast, and not only that, they would have to really not care about the amount of money that they would have into it when they're done.
Guys, that's the same reason he's not pursuing this project. It's just not, it's not profitable, to be honest, and you are running the business, so.
Right.
And you can save other Fox bodies.
That is the thing. I'm going to get a 4-cylinder coupe possibly on the road. I'm going to get my 85 SSP that hasn't been on the road in almost 15 years, or maybe even more on the road. And who knows what else other cars can get on the road from these parts. Yeah,
I know that the dash was in great shape, as I recall.
Yeah, I mean, the dash, it's dirty, but the dash pad's not cracked. The original radio's in there, the whole thing.
I mean, those parts are hard to find.
They are, absolutely.
All right, so Matt, you're going to be tearing this car apart, and we will have that on the channel, you know. But one thing you just mentioned to me kind of off camera, the body. What are you doing with the body of the car?
I don't have any intentions on cutting it up. If somebody wants the body of an 11-mile GT350 that they want to go ahead and restore up, you know, that can be done very reasonably, basically buying, you know, the body and the title. But yeah, I mean, you know, maybe somebody would want to do that at that point.
It almost might be easier to start with that. Who knows?
But
not if they want to go all original, but if they want to do a resto mod, that'd be kind of cool.
That would be kind of cool. I'm not going to cut up the body. There's no reason for me to do that if somebody is going to want it at that point. If they don't, then eventually it would be cut up, but I'll give that a little bit of time after we get done taking stuff apart to see if anybody would be interested.
And I did want to ask you, as far as the parts that don't sell, I know some of them are committed already. Are you guys planning to put that up on the eBay store or auction, or how will you handle those?
That's yet to be determined. Right now I'm so busy, I'm already so busy with the shop work and including the other day-to-day stuff that we do. I don't have a whole lot of time to sit there and list stuff on eBay or the website on this. You know, a large portion of the bigger components, or the most in need components, will probably be gone really quickly, so I don't expect there to be really a whole lot sitting around, but what is sitting around, I'll just have on the shelf, and I'll know what's up there.
So you want them to, if they're really interested and need a particular part on it, should they go ahead and email Parts of Fox Resto and ask if it's available? Is that the best way?
Yeah, that would be the best way.
All right, well, thanks, Matt. I know I wanted to update everybody on this. It's a little bit shorter video, but we had so many questions. And you really did wrestle with the decision. You really did, guys.
I really did. It was a really hard decision. I'm a big original guy. One of my choice awards at Foxtoberfest was actually, if I remember correctly, it was an inline 6. Like an all original 81, I think. And it got one of my awards from that show out of all those hundreds of cars there, because I love originality. Obviously, you don't get much more original than 11 miles until something like this happens to you. So, you know, we're gonna make a lot of other cars live, or a lot of other Fox body live from this one's sacrifice.
Tough decision, but for those of you that asked for it, there you go. We finally have an answer. I kind of knew it was going this way for a while, but Matt, you gave it a fair share.
Hey,
So,
man, I really gave it a chance.
he did, guys. He doesn't want to do this, but it does make sense. So let us know down there in the comments below what you think. Good decision, bad decision, just kind of interested, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Wind's picking up, so I got to end this one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button. If you're stopping in for the first time, please subscribe, and we'll see you here next time on Gearhead 704. Ask if it's available. Is that the best way? Hello and welcome. What?
Done this when it was shade, when the
I know.
cover was here.
I know. So it happens.
Your fault.
Delete.